I'm probably gonna lose a big client now. Because I'm not excited at all to like do this stuff. And I've had like amazing highs with it. 30K per month, 20K per month. Now I'm at like 11K per month. In the short term, I do appear like a failure to whoever is watching. Like I have that big goal and I'm so far away from it. But yeah, I've never been happier. I've never been more fulfilled than now. And whenever that 200K per month comes, let it come. Good morning. Look at that incredible view. Right now it's 5:40 a.m. and it's incredible. I might go for a jog as well with my friend, so I want to see if he has an extra pair of running shoes because I don't. All right, let's go. Where are we going, bro? Wow, great answer. Let's go, bro.
Beautiful sun, eh?
We'll make it a business when it's the right time. Day's been great so far. As you know, did my morning routine, went for a run with my brother. Came back, had a cold shower, breakfast, and worked for clients, mainly clients today. Did a lot of work. Probably so the problem, if you've been following, that has been occurring for like 1 week and a half with one of my clients should be solved. I would say 90% solved. So we'll see. Tomorrow, I guess we'll know for sure. And then worked for another client, like installing the AI for them. And aside from work, just finished the gym right now. Had a killer session, which was awesome. I can put a picture of like what my physique currently looks like. It's improving a lot. Fat is dropping and muscle is increasing. And my strength is increasing as well because I'm doing like 2 to 3 times per week strength training, and 2 to 3 times would be swimming, soccer, running, something related to cardio and endurance overall. So now I'm gonna have a cold shower again, gonna have a quick dinner, and my friends and I are attending this event where one of the one of the sharks is doing an event where he talks about like what he found as winning pitches for companies out there and what it takes to like pitch investors and gather a fund and some business stuff, which is always cool. So we'll take you through there as well. وفي كنت عامله شيء. What's up, bro?
تمام.
حبيبي.
يعمل دوناتس هون.
What's up?
اعمل لك شاي بالريحه بعيده شوي.
عامل ولا شيء.
ولا شيء.
So we're the guy who loves the cam, bro. You wanna write anything? No. What do we write?
Ego lifting maxi.
It's good. Hello, ça va? Would you do شيء هيك?
I'm really glad إنه جيتوا.
Would you do something like that? زيارات escape? Yeah. We are all Charlie girl. Oh no way, bro's shining. Yo, where's bro? When you shine, I shine.
That's why preparation is important. There's something called the BATNA, the best alternative to negotiated agreement. So you have to always know what is your BATNA before you go to negotiate. That means what is the least amount that I can accept, that if not, I have better alternative. And if you don't know your BATNA, then you're gonna make mistakes.
Like on Instagram or LinkedIn, they feel the whole. I mean, at least I know.
I'm probably gonna lose a big client now. He's been with me for a year and the data is bad. the solution I have for him, the systems, everything is or are underperforming, and that is causing a lot of losses to his business. Things are progressing in the business based on the results, based on what's going on with clients leaving. I don't know if it's even gonna last, if this is the business that I should stick to or I should just pivot. I'm giving my all. Right now, I'm not worried about the future. I let it all up to God. If I go bankrupt and had to start from zero again, I'm okay with that. I've managed to do this before, go from zero to where I'm at, so I'm not worried about that. If that is to happen, my self-worth, my self-value isn't attached to the performance of the business. I've gathered a huge number of skills, built a very strong skill set. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know where to deploy that knowledge, energy, and the time that I have. My routines are at the best they've ever been at. Waking up consistently at 5 a.m. I've never done that for a consistent period of time for that long as well. Working out, following all of the non-negotiables that I set out for the strict season of no. All of them are still in place, and I'm implementing them. My discipline has been stronger than ever. I've been working on things that I maybe don't enjoy for the past month or so, is what I recall. And I'm getting myself to work on them because I have to. And that, I think, is called discipline. Most of the time, if we do something that feels like play and isn't hard, it's not considered to be discipline. It's just considered to be you doing something that you like. Whereas discipline is when you know you need to do something, you don't like doing it, yet you do it, no matter how you feel. I think 10 years from now, I'll be at a completely different business and financial situation for sure. And if that downfall, that temporary downfall, is to take place, then it's a good addition to my story. And know that I've documented it all. The big wins, the big losses. Right now, I finished work, and the next thing that I have planned is to launch a new acquisition strategy to see how to gain clients. But I'm not even sure if I want to do that either. I don't know if I want to continue with this or I should pivot. Things are unclear, but I'll get the answers as I go. Right now, I came to a monastery here next to me to chill, read a bit, and cool down, after a stressful time in work. So I got all nature around me. Just came back from the monastery. It was some really good time I spent with the priest. We talked about some really nice stuff, personal and also religious. I just went there because I was so overwhelmed with work and kind of stressed, so I wanted to change my environment. And this priest mentioned that, why not come one day, visit us, and check out, and we kind of hang out and go around the monasteries. It was a good time, so that's what we did. And I went walking. There were lots of steep ups and downs, so I walked a total of 1 hour and a half today. And I still have a swimming session with my friend, which I'll try to record as well if she wants. When I came back and opened my phone, I realized that the football group that I started within the Bible study group, one guy shared a screenshot of my channel, and all of them were like, "Yo, what you're doing is cool." And they were all very supportive. So if you're watching this, I appreciate it. I don't really advertise my YouTube to people. I also rarely follow anyone or connect with them on Instagram. So to some, it's hard for them to know about it, but whoever knows about this YouTube channel, I think and I hope they found a gem. Right now, I really don't care about the views. What I care about is uploading as much authentic content as possible, transparent content, everything that's going on, so I can put out a story that is real out there. I'm not faking any successes. In fact, many people think that I'm damaging my brand by sharing the facts that my business is kind of falling down right now. Things aren't going the way they should be. And in the short term, I do appear like a failure to whoever is watching. Like, I have that big goal and I'm so far away from it. And maybe I'm even getting farther and further. But deep down, I have that conviction. Like, I want to keep on putting that content out there and share everything that's going on. I don't know if I mentioned this before. When I was younger, one of the things that I wanted to do was become an actor. You know, I watched Disney Channel with my siblings when we were super young, and I liked acting, and I even participated in my school drama club. Maybe I didn't get main roles as I wanted, and I always thought of myself as the hero of the story. My father always likes to call me hero, which I really appreciate. But yeah, I wanted to make a revolutionary movie, one like Batman, Spider-Man, all the superheroes. I wanted to be that main character, the main guy. And, you know, with time, I realized that maybe acting isn't the right path. But as I'm looking at this channel, I'm realizing that I am building my own series. I am building my own movie of a real life, like a real life. I don't have any superpowers or hidden powers or anything that special. All I have is my brain and that physique that I'm building to support me, the knowledge, the skills. Thank God the knowledge on how to speak English, although it's not at the best level, I can still, I think, deliver the message in a clear and concise way. And I am trying to improve that as much as possible so that you guys understand what I'm saying. But yeah, this story will never end. I'll keep on uploading these vlogs and these documentations until I hit that goal. Now, maybe when I hit that goal, business becomes more strategic, more competitive, so revealing the info that I'm revealing now wouldn't be a smart move to do because my competitors would be watching me and they'd understand the inner workings of my business. Right now, I can do that with no issues. Like, the scale of my business is small. But yeah, we'll see what happens later down the line. For now, I'm doing the best I can to share everything authentically without hiding anything as well. What I'll do now is organize the YouTube videos for week 5, and I'm gonna hand them to the editor this week because I edited week 4 on my own using AI, but it is efficient, but it also does a lot of mistakes that consume a lot of time. Like, it consumed hours of my time. So I'd rather delegate it to an editor who is getting better at this, and it's also an opportunity to make some side income and, you know, improve their skill. Whereas my interest is in improving the business, and maybe long term I can improve that personal brand. But right now, I'm not putting too much attention into it other than just recording clips like this, taking my camera and recording wherever I can, and giving feedback to the video editor to try and assemble things in the right way to make sure that everything is delivered and there are no repetitions as well. Yesterday, as I sat to work on my client's account, as you know, the system is underperforming and that's costing him a lot of money in the business. Now, we've had a really great year, and recently we were having these bottlenecks, so he launched a test to figure out what's going on, and turns out it's because of the system we installed. Now, the first time I analyzed the data, it appeared that the system that we installed is performing better than the one he installed. But I wanted to verify again, and turns out the data was wrong. I fixed the data, analyzed again, and it turned out that our system is the weak one. Now, here I had two choices. Either I would hide this fact, or I would tell him honesty, even though this would cost me my business. So I told him honestly that the system that I've installed for him is the one that's underperforming. And At that time, my feelings were telling me, like, bro, end it. End the relationship with this coach I'm working with. Like, tell him that, yo, I give up, bro. I don't want to work with you anymore because I suck, and all these feelings came to mind. So when I started getting these feelings, I knew that I wasn't in a good state to make any decisions or to even sit at my desk and run the business, because I don't want to mess everything. Because the other thoughts that came to mind are, quit the business. The business model is broken. Stop working on it. Stop doing it. Give up. That is the end. Just stop. Literally, these were the exact thoughts that were occupying my mind at the time. So that's when I decided to get out of my house, go to a monastery, walk in nature and cool down and kind of forget about business for the day. So that's what I did. Now, today I woke up fresh and I had another fire to turn off, which is taxes. I'm handling taxes and all this stuff, which is also another area that I need to kind of study to understand, because there's so much nuances in it. And that triggered my cortisol instantly, but I realized that the more I waited on doing it, the more anxiety I got. So I attacked the problem, and I think the tax issue is solved for now. After that, I am journaling right now, meditating, and looking at what's going on rationally without any emotions attached. I realized that it's all stemming from a single problem. I don't know what the problem is, that's the thing. So I need to discover what the problem is so I can find a solution to it. But as that is just one problem in the business. It's not the entire business is broken. It's just this one problem is what's broken. Now if I'm able to solve this problem, then the business can continue and can flourish. In fact, it can be one of the best businesses out there with one of the best services, because of how much time and attention I've put into it to make it one of the best, to make it revolutionary. Because what I'm trying to do is replace teams of 4 or 5 humans with just one AI and one human. This might sound evil, but what it's doing is it's improving the productivity and the economy of the businesses I'm working with. And the human sellers that are offboarded can find another job while using AI. Because whether you like it or not, people who aren't using AI will be replaced by people who are. And you cannot slow down the progress of technology and efficiency that's going on. So you should embrace it, or else you get left behind. You should adapt. So I am part of this change. My main concern was that, is AI actually capable of replacing humans? And so far I've had conflicting data. The majority of this data shows that AI is performing the same or even better than humans. In some cases it performed worse. But my goal is to make it so powerful that it can really outperform the best humans out there. I think that is achievable. But to get there, I'm not sure I can survive to get there, because this requires a lot of research and development. It requires a lot of my time put into researching how I can make AI as powerful as possible with the current technology that we have and the infrastructure. But that comes at the cost of acquiring more clients. And if my clients are churning for some reason and my business income is dropping, technically my leverage is dropping as well. And if I don't have enough capital to survive, then my main problem would become survival, and I won't be able to put my full attention into reshaping the way this industry operates using AI. Because here's the thing, if I figured that out, I can also replicate it to all other industries, and this can not only turn into a huge business, but it can solve a big problem in today's world. So there are always these conflicting ideas of like what to prioritize, what to do. And managing them is tough, you know? It is frustrating. It is stressful. But then I thought, I'm blessed to have these types of ideas, because I'd rather have these problems than the problems of someone who just gave up on their business and are wasting their time chasing shiny objects, whether that is new business ideas or wasting their time on stupid stuff. Like, I don't know, to me, that stupid stuff is partying, watching series, and kind of chasing pleasure here and there. I don't want to fall into this trap, and the only way to fall into it is to give up. But I don't want to give up. I want to know that I'm trying everything that I can to get closer to the vision that I have. And in case I try everything and I'm unable to achieve that vision, then I know that I tried everything and that I didn't give up. And in fact, I got closer to the truth by knowing that maybe what I'm doing isn't the right thing. So I go on and find another right thing to do. But that's what matters, is getting closer to the truth. And by me being honest and truthful and telling my client, hey, my AI system isn't performing that well, I was not only honest with him, but I was honest with myself. I could live with myself, and I'd rather bear the stress of the truth rather than delude myself and tell myself that everything is good when deep down I know that it's not. And I think that is what most people do as well, is they know the truth subconsciously, but they try and hide it, or they try and distract themselves from that truth. So they know maybe their life isn't that good and they should be doing something productive. They should be starting that business or YouTube channel. But they go and distract themselves with the things that give them instant pleasure and gratification. And so they pass through life with that feeling that is destroying their confidence and causing depression here and there. The takeaways from this, I could say, and from what I recall, is first of all, don't let your emotions dictate your trajectory in business. Try and rely on data as much as possible. Don't make any impulsive decisions that are irreversible as well. And whenever you find yourself in a state where you cannot operate well, just get out of where you are. Get out of the desk that you're on, or whatever environment you're currently in. Come back fresh later and address this problem rationally so that you understand the core truth rather than the notions that your emotions produced. And be honest with yourself, with your clients. In fact, right now I got a message from my client saying that he appreciates all the effort that I've been putting in. Maybe he's not watching this YouTube channel. But if you've been watching and following, you might have realized that over the past 2 weeks or so, I had in mind to focus on acquiring more clients. But when this client problem came, I felt like it was a distraction. I'm not supposed to put in all my time into solving that problem. But 2 weeks later, and in hindsight, I can see that, oh, okay, no, that is a real problem. And it revealed a very ugly truth about my business that I should address as soon as possible, or else it will carry on as I scale. So if I solve that problem now, then I can scale confidently and address the next problem, which is a persistent one right now, which is client acquisition. But yeah, this client sent me a message saying, also massively appreciate your honesty through this too. I really do. Whether we continue working together or not. It's been great working with him, and maybe I lose business, but I win his trust and loyalty. He's been loyal to me for 1 year as well. We've gone through a lot of challenges. We've solved them together. I truly believe that if I want to make an impact to this world, then I need to address problems and be focused on finding solutions rather than on making money. I do care about money for sure. At the end of the day, we needed to survive. We needed to play the game of entrepreneurship. And if I don't have good cash flow, I cannot afford good talent, I cannot afford good mentors, things become 100 times harder. So maybe if I am a monk, I wouldn't need or wouldn't focus on cash. But since I'm an entrepreneur, then yeah, I need to talk about money. I need to talk about economics and leverage. But yeah, what I'll do now is focus on what I have and the tasks in hand and make sure that I am just solving the problems that I get day by day and see where this will take us. And I think over the past few days learned to depend more on God and Jesus to guide the way and to dictate what my life would look like. And I'm reiterating and reminding myself of this verse where God talks, or Jesus talks about having faith. Faith, it's a big one. It's tough. It's hard to have faith. But I'm practicing this and embracing the hard moments that I'm facing. And I believe these moments to be the main contributors towards building a stronger character and version of myself. Let's keep going. Just came back from the gym. It's been an awesome workout as usual. They're not taking me long. I'm going to the gym to do some strength training to build up explosiveness and strength. They're taking me around 45 minutes to an hour, like every workout. But during that workout, it's super packed and I'm pushing myself to the limit because I currently don't have a car. And it's taking me about 15 to 20 minutes to go and another 15 to 20 to come back. So that is good cardio. And I think during that period of waking up at 5 a.m. and being locked in, I've been so focused on my fitness as well. My diet is much leaner compared to before. So I'm eating less and I'm working out more. So this is helping with trimming the body fat that I have while also building the muscle that I want. So in summary, during with that lock-in season, everything is progressing, everything's becoming better, whether it's physically, maybe not financially, but that will come. It's like money is a lagging indicator, and also my faith in God is improving a lot. I think I'm gonna take a shower now, do some little Bible study, journal a little, wind down because it's 7:30 p.m. So in about an hour from now, I'd be in bed. Also have like a quick snack. I only had lunch today. I won't have a heavy dinner because I don't want to eat a lot before I go to bed, you know. It affects the sleep quality. I'm grateful that I have the ability to do what I want during the day. It's something that is really priceless. Oftentimes we don't appreciate the little things, but just the fact of being able to wake up, having, you know, the coffee that I need, the desk setup, the environment to work productively, you know, have lunch, work out, study the Bible, they did this information in our hands is amazing. These little things make up a really, really great life. You know, I'm realizing more and more that money is not needed to live a great life, you know? And I never told myself that once I have this car or this huge mansion or whatever, that then I'd be happy. Because that is a lie. Like I'm always happy, and before that I really needed the money to move out and afford the tech that I need to do some productive work, like the current desk setup that I have. But now I'm at the stage where yeah, I got everything that I need, and I'm very happy with that lifestyle. It's not lavish at all. I'm being super frugal these days, but yeah, I've never been happier. I've never been more fulfilled than now. And whatever comes extra is a bonus. And whenever that 200K per month comes, let it come. Night. Hello. Today is Thursday. Believe it or not, before I checked my phone, I didn't know what day it is because every day looks the same and every day is fun. Every day is a new adventure. Even though I'm in my house most of the time, I am living a digital adventure, I can say. Anyway, today was or has been super productive so far. I am doing the work for my client rather than AI, so I can get deep into their process and figure out maybe what AI is missing. You know, the thing about what I'm building is that when you have humans working in your business, we as humans have limited energy and limited time, limited attention. And because of that, we tend to mess up a lot, especially when we lose that attention and focus and energy. The thing that I automated with AI, which is the appointment setting, also requires a lot of focus. It involves lots of repetition. And the main issue with having a team of humans do that role is that they tend to lose these. So they tend to perform really, really well and engage their sales mind for like 1 or 3 hours during the day. But after that, they mentally get tired. So they start copying and pasting messages without looking at the actual conversation and understanding what the other person on the other side is saying. At the end of the day, it involves a lot of sales nuances because chatting with people and seeing if they need coaching requires that you understand their goals, their motivations, their pain points. So, my vision is to have AI be very emotionally intelligent and capable of doing the work that humans do at a very high level, consistently, 24/7, with super fast responses and unlimited scalability, as in it can handle 1,000 or 10,000 messages at the same time. I think I'm getting there, and today was great because I'm putting myself in the shoes of the other humans. I'm putting myself in the shoes of AI to see how to think and how to best communicate with the person on the other side and how to teach that method to AI. When I'm able to achieve that at scale, because right now AI is performing really well, but it can perform better. And the better I get it to be, the higher impact I get it to have on businesses when it comes to conversions. And because I can do that at scale, where I can set up AI for 100 different businesses at once and let it have that very powerful knowledge, then that right there is a small revolution created. And that would snowball into a bigger and bigger revolution where we'd implement it for 1,000 businesses and then 10,000. And I don't know how this might go. I don't know if I want to sell to a huge part, like group of people for a very low price, or I want to offer this to a very small segment in a very certain or niche market for a very high price. That's something I'm still trying to discover. Right now, I'm doing more of the latter where I am charging high ticket for it. But yeah, we'll see where this goes. I've been doing this thing for 4 years now, and I want to continue mastering it and building one of the best products out there so that all of the businesses who need it can make use of it. That is the game I'm playing right now. So we'll see what levels I can reach with it. Today was great. I worked for around 5 hours, had my lunch, and while I was having lunch, I listened to Sam Walton's autobiography. If you don't know him, he's the founder of Walmart, which is like a huge enterprise now, one of the most known and commonly visited grocery stores in the US. I'm not sure if it's even called a grocery store. It's the world's largest multinational retail corporation, and it's now valued at $923 billion, so almost $1 trillion company. You see, with Sam, I really like his principles. He opens up the book as well, talking about the value of the dollar, where he valued every single dollar. He didn't spend his money foolishly. He cared about it, but wasn't controlled by it. He married early as well, and what's also cool, now I'm reading a chapter with his family, is that he raised his children and taught them about the business, and he didn't pressure them to, get into it. They chose to join the family and build the business together. So his wife and his children, they went on trips together, they had dinners and lunches together, and the main topics would be about Walmart and how they build a better business, which is pretty cool. But I think one of the biggest lessons that I've learned from him so far is humility and the amount of iteration it took him to go from having variety stores, so like different types of stores. He opened up one, it was making $50,000 per year in sales, and then $150,000, but that took like a couple of years. And then it was an evolution that happened such that after 10 or 15 years, something like that, he founded Walmart and everyone was against him. They were like, what are you doing? Like, there's already competition out there. And that might not work. Why are you betting everything on it? But he started it with all of the experience he's gained in retail and merchandising. And now it's almost $1 trillion company. But that happened not just all of a sudden. It wasn't a jackpot. it took consistent iteration, and he was in love with this process. He would go to all competitor stores. He would check out their price, how they structure things, how they manage things as well, every little detail, so that he takes that data, steals it actually, and implements it in his business. And why don't we do that as well? If the goal is to grow a really good business, why not take what's already working from our competitors, stealing it and putting it in our business, right? And then when we do that, we would skip the mistakes and failure that they've gone through, and we would build on top of that. That's why Pablo Picasso says, good artists copy, great artists steal. Like, steal things that are working. It's not wrong. We were taught not to cheat during our exams and, at school and university, but just stealing things from other businesses, other brands, and stealing one thing from here, one thing from there, and assimilating them. This is what crafts a unique personal brand, a unique business, and anything that you want to build. Really, that's what great artists do. Yeah, bedtime is soon. Right now it's 7:40 p.m. So gonna be in bed maybe in like 30 to 40 minutes from now. I'm super exhausted because today my swimming coach pushed me to the limits and revealed a lot of flaws that I should improve in my swimming. And I signed up for a competition on September 13th. So I don't know how that will go, because I've been through competitions before, like the Muay Thai one, and for 2 weeks straight it sapped the energy out of me and I couldn't dedicate a lot of focus to the business. So I'm not sure I want to make that sacrifice again. So if the training plan makes sense, then I would participate in it, but I don't have the expectations of like winning it, because I know that there are other guys out there who are training twice or thrice as much as I am, and it's not the main area that I want to be an expert in, that I want to compete in. But it's just, I would participate in it just to push myself and my limits and improve my skill of swimming. But I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I think it's good to engage ourselves in challenge every year. In the beginning of 2025, my friends and I ran half a marathon, and on this exact same year I participated in the Muay Thai competition. So for 2026, I think that would be the competition. I think I'd also run a half marathon in November with my friend. It shouldn't be hard because I've already done it. So maybe the next step would be to run a full marathon. But that also requires a ton of energy, and I'm not sure I want to dedicate it. Like, I can do it, but I'm not sure I want to dedicate that focus and energy towards it. Funny enough, right now I'm looking at my YouTube channel to remember the timeline. So this was the half marathon here, and no, this was the Muay Thai competition. So maybe I'll add the swimming competition to the collection of my athleticism. We'll stay consistent, we'll keep growing, and see what God has in store for us. Good morning. It's 10 a.m. I just finished half of the book, which is called Predictable Revenue. I'm reading it to help me build a better and predictable acquisition system, which, as you know, has been a main bottleneck in the business. The main way my business grew is by word of mouth. And after my clients' network kind of dried out and they didn't have anyone to refer anymore, I had to figure out a way in which I can get clients consistently. I tried ads and I was making a lot of progress with that, but the reason for why I stopped is mainly because of the budget and because of how much money it takes, how much time it takes, and just deploying cash consistently into it is putting me at a really unsafe financial position, I can say. So I took a bit of a safer route decided to save that money instead to have a better safety net. And so I can come back to the game and maybe run ads later down the line when I have more money coming in that I can deploy and risk. But during that process of running ads, I learned a lot of things. I refined my sales process a lot, my funnel a lot. I gained a better idea of who is a good client to serve, who's an ideal client profile. And so now I can use that knowledge, but instead of running ads, I can be doing custom and personalized outreach. And there are many ways to do outreach, many channels to do, many ways of generating leads. So these are the things that I need to figure out. I've already tried outreach in the past. I've tried a ton of methods. Tried finding my ICP, or I tried going on job posts and reaching out to people who needed DM appointment setters. I tried messaging coaches on Instagram, and I've done over 6,000 outreaches, of course, with the help of my assistant. And we would reach out to them from like 6 different Instagram accounts, kind of spamming the same messages. We got a lot of hate replies, people telling us to stop. Oftentimes, we didn't get any replies at all. Reply rate was very low, it was like 3 to 5%. And the coaches who would reply weren't the best fit for our service. So now that I have more clarity over who the ICP is, then I can generate a better list of leads to reach out to, and I can figure out better ways to get in contact with them. I don't think Instagram is the right platform to reach them, so it might be email, WhatsApp, SMS. I have to figure out how to do that. But that is the game. It's the game of iteration and taking the data that I've gotten earlier and using it maybe in other vehicles and formats and settings. But yeah, right now I'm headed to make my second coffee for the day. I think I've went through enough theory. I reached like 50% of the book right now. And I gathered enough notes to go and implement the action. I like to plan, but with time I realized that if I, let's say, go through an entire book that lays out the strategy from A to Z, like I can write the entire strategy, but I would forget about the ideas that I got while I was reading the book. So now I'm trying to find the balance between reading enough theory and implementing it. I can tell you it's a very lengthy process. Like I really have to drop down my pride and my ego, because I've been building this business for the past 3.5 or even 4 years now. And I've had like amazing highs with it. 30K per month, 20K per month. Now I'm at like 11K per month. And just accepting that I have to start from not zero, but like from the bottom in this new process of the business, which is client acquisition, is a bothering fact. Knowing that, like I've been doing this for 4 years. Why am I restarting from zero? But I'm not restarting from zero. I already have gathered a ton of knowledge before, and now I am continuously iterating until something works, So I won't give up on that. I can tell you during that period or the past few days, I'm not excited at all to like do this stuff in the business, but I'm taking it day by day, step by step, and doing what needs to be done in order to progress. And maybe it's not progress at the fastest pace, but it's still progress. And I hope soon enough I gain back the momentum and start getting results. It's been around 1 month so far of documenting everything on here on YouTube, and just watching glimpses of the past videos and seeing how much is changing and how much has changed during that 1 month period. It's crazy. It's 10 a.m. It's crazy to think about the fact that I've been working from 7 a.m. and 3 hours have passed. I'm already done with the reading part, with the strategic part, and some people haven't waked up now. I was one of these people who used to wake up at like 8 or 9 a.m. and I'd be doing my morning routine now. So 5 a.m. wake ups are pretty interesting. So yeah, still got a lot of work ahead. My plan is to work until 1 p.m. So I got 3 hours left. That would make it a 6-hour deep work session, including the break that I'm gonna have right now. And after that, I wanna go and swim and maybe go grocery shopping with the family, because I enjoy that. You know, I need some stuff here in my apartment, like sparkling water and some fruits. In the age of AI, I always think, how can I make the most out of it to make sure I have a competitive advantage over everyone else? The thing is, everyone has access to AI, right? So what makes you different? What gives you a competitive edge? I don't think it has much to do with using AI tools. Like, anyone can use AI tools these days and build whatever they want. I think it has more to do with the mindset of a quote unquote successful person. And that is failure, and failing as fast as you can and trying as many things as you possibly can while making sure that you are focused. So trying as many things as you can doesn't mean starting 10 different businesses at the same time and seeing what would work. No, it's focusing, of course, if you're limited on resources and you're at the beginning of your journey, putting all your attention, all of your resources into that one business and trying everything you possibly can to make sure that you succeed with that business, right? And so if you're trying things out, you're getting data, you're measuring the data and seeing, is this, acquisition strategy performing well? Or are there better alternatives for it? There's never right or wrong, or you'll never be perfect and always make 100% accurate decisions, but it's just making enough data-driven decisions and not impulsive ones. So if you choose to perform one strategy, perform it consistently until you get enough data to determine whether the strategy is good, whether you should iterate more on it, or whether you should try another strategy. So that is making data-driven decisions, whereas making impulsive decisions is being like, okay, you have the strategy and you set a timeline that it should work within 2 weeks of implementing it. And then you go on for 2 weeks, you get no results, and you think that, the strategy sucks, let me change the entire thing. So for example, you would do outreaches for just 2 weeks, and you'd set this crazy goal, which is, 5% will reply, so I will get 10 booked calls, so I will close like 3 or 4 of these booked calls. And then 2 weeks later, you get nothing. Well, that's because your expectation is so high, and it doesn't mean the strategy is bad. It's just you haven't given it enough time, and you're making the impulsive decision of just canceling it and going to, let's say, doing YouTube videos. So what AI helps you do is build the outreach strategies, even automate outreach or automate a big part of making these YouTube videos. But because anyone can do these things, this isn't your competitive edge. Your advantage is that you take data-driven decisions on what strategy works and what doesn't, and you never give up on trying new strategies, and you don't deviate your focus left and right based on your emotions. So if your main bottleneck is acquisition, make sure that that is your main bottleneck, and you don't shift that bottleneck based on how you feel in the business. So if perhaps acquiring more clients isn't working for you, it doesn't mean that you should stop trying to focus on solving that bottleneck and go and make your product more perfect. Instead, you should double down, and you should go and do what's uncomfortable and what's boring, yet will help you solve that bottleneck. And yeah, I think that's what differentiates advanced entrepreneurs from beginner ones. And I'm not saying I'm perfect and I don't make these mistakes. In fact, I've made them a lot in the past and I keep on repeating them, but I think less frequently these days. Good morning. Today is Saturday, August 15, and I'm looking back at how this week went, and it's been pretty productive when it comes to work, when it comes to sports. Everything was like great. Yesterday, I think the last video was me explaining about like taking action versus planning and all this stuff. What happened yesterday is I had lunch and I had a call with my spiritual mentor. I went for a swim. It was amazing. The main drill was to do 4 strokes and then breathe. So, in short words, it helped me train my breathing and my cardio while I'm swimming so that I can gain better speed. And then I had a call with someone. He's really good. He just wanted direction over like what to focus on in terms of building his AI software. And then met with my friends. We went to church, had mass, and then hung out together. Now, what I realized is that after mass, which was done at around 8:15 p.m., I told them that I'd leave at around 9 p.m. And like I didn't have enough time to hang out with them and see them because they're old friends from school. I missed hanging out with them and talking to them and all that. So it was very hard for me to just tell them like, hey guys, like yeah, it's good to see you. I'm gonna leave, bye, whatever. Because I wanted to hang out. And the same happened, I think, last week where we had a dinner at my friend's house. Like it was a big gathering, a very lovely group, but I have had to leave early. And I understand that sacrifice and I chose it. But today we have what's called the Feast of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary. So a lot of churches around us are celebrating this, and the vibes are so awesome. It's where, people would hang out and have fun, listen to singers and bands that are playing. There would be kiosks that sell like desserts, food, uh, toys, whatever you can imagine. So it's this Lebanese vibe that you get that is rare to find somewhere else, and it only happens in summer. So I'm like, I want to go. I want to go with my family, and I want to enjoy some good time. And I've already canceled on a lot of trips, and I will cancel on the future trips. But I decided to take today and tomorrow as like pure rest days. So today I do some client work and then hang out with my friends, have a really good coffee time. And after that, I'd go with my family to the feast and, enjoy some countryside vibes. And I would come back home late, sleep late, wake up late at around 8 or 9 a.m. Also have a good Sunday where I'd edit my YouTube video, see if I have any client work to do, and just spend the time with the family, go to church, of course, and then prepare for the coming week. So today and tomorrow would be considered as a break from the season of no that I'm doing. And I think it's fair because I've spent 28 days so far in the strict season of no. And I want to spend 2 days outside of it to like refresh and get away from like the work and the pressure vibes, so I can recover and come back stronger. So I think that interval is very fair, where 28 days would be pure work and focus and saying no to everything, and then 2 days would be a break. And it's good that I have you guys so that I can watch the journey and hold me accountable in case things slip, which I certainly hope they don't, unless there's something external that happens that forces me or something. But at the end of the day, I'm not a machine. I think I deserve these 2 days of rest, so I can come back stronger and crush the next 30 days. The next 30 days or 28 days, whatever, will be intense when it comes to working out and training, because as I mentioned, I have a swimming competition. I think I'll do well with it. I don't expect to be kind of the first place there, because I believe there are guys out there practicing 2 times a day, and I don't want to practice 2 times a day, but I want to consistently improve my swimming and focus on that so that I can gain a different level that I'd use for the rest of my life, basically. And I think the main focus this coming 30 days would be on building a predictable revenue or predictable acquisition system. system where I would reach out to coaches in a super strategic way and be able to prospect them and hopefully close a couple of them every month so that it drives consistent revenue to the business. In terms of results, things are going slow right now. In terms of input, I'm consistent and doing what's needed. Yeah, that's the journey. There's nothing like so exciting right now. There aren't any big news, but usually during these periods where there is nothing going on, there's actually a lot going on. In my experience, business growth happens like this, where you plant a lot of seeds. Let's say you plant a lot of bamboos, and it usually takes for a bamboo like 14 to 30 days to develop underground, and after that goes through a rapid growth phase where it appears like above the ground. So the same thing is with business, where you plant, you try different things consistently, you don't see any results for a long period of time, but then suddenly when it rains it pours, so all of the opportunity gets thrown at you at once. I don't know why that happens. I think it has to do with nature and its mechanics, but that's my experience, and I'm not sure if there's an underlying science behind it. That's how it works, I guess. So yeah, gotta take a cold shower now. Today I woke up late. Tomorrow I'll wake up late as well. Do my regular morning routines and work and have mostly social days. See ya. Today is Sunday. It's the end of the day, actually 9:05 p.m. It's been a tough one, I can say. Now, I woke up late, as I mentioned, because I'm taking a break. I was taking it yesterday, and today is the last one. I woke up late, ate a lot of sugar, scrolled a lot, did everything that I don't do on my strict season of no and on my monk modes, and I think that's a good way to kind of break the balance. It's what I've been doing for the past 3 or 4 years, where I'd be super strict. I wouldn't consume any sugars, any things that gave me instant gratification for 90% or 95% of the time. But for the other 5% or 10%, that's when I would do the opposite, complete opposite. And it's been working. Now, today was tough because I was doing the edit for week 5 and I finished it. And unfortunately, I gave a wrong prompt for AI to cut the video and kind of assemble it. So it destroyed all of the edits that I spent like 2 hours making. And I think week 6 and onwards, I'll be delegating the video to my editor. It's just that I had to do it this week because the editor couldn't. But yeah, I'll have to give it to him beforehand so he can prepare it and I can give him the reviews to make sure that everything's good. But yeah, I had to utilize my willpower to redo the edit again. And now it's uploading. It takes maybe a couple of more minutes to finish uploading, and it should be out at 9:30 p.m. I'm already late as well. I'm gonna go to my own apartment right now, kind of unpack all of the food and the clothes that I got from here, from this house, from my parents' house, from here, and yeah, just try and get to bed as soon as possible. I think I'll be in bed at maybe 10:30 or 11, which isn't ideal, but I'll be able to wake up at 5 a.m. and resume the routine tomorrow onwards. Actually, I am excited to get back on track, to have my life in order and structured. I'm also very excited to like keep on building my business and my personal brand, to upload the stories again, to upload my 5 a.m. stories, because these past 2 days I didn't. At a certain point, I thought like, what's the point of me sharing these stories? Are they having any impact? Are they adding any value to people? But recently, I got a lot of messages from like friends telling me, bro, your videos have been super inspirational. I want to wake up at 5 a.m. as well. I want to get on that success journey. Like I've been pushing things off for a long time, and I feel super proud. And I'm getting these types of messages more frequently than before when I first started. And today it's at a small scale, but I think as I move on and improve things and I achieve more and I get more viewers and more people subscribe, like this impact will be global and not just local with my friends or the close people that I talk to. But yeah, I love helping people. I love asking them maybe uncomfortable questions as well to trigger their pain and let them take action, because one of the most common patterns that I've seen across everyone that I talk to is they have all these brilliant ideas, but the issue is that they don't execute rapidly enough on those ideas. And so, because they don't do that and they get distracted with a billion different things, those valuable ideas that could have turned into $1 billion ones or just get thrown into the trash because they got overridden as well by other ideas and other distractions. So, in simple words, like if you want to do something, do it. If you get that idea, execute on it as fast as possible. Whether that is by reading a book that might change your life, like Atomic Habits or Rich Dad Poor Dad or Think and Grow Rich. These are some of the few books that have had a huge impact on my life. And I can't find the paper, but I had a paper that I wrote on Think and Grow Rich that I want to achieve $1 million by the age of 22. Now, what does it look like? Does it come in the form of revenue or liquid cash or net worth? I think it will be net worth because I'm not sure I'll be able to save up that much cash in that period of time. So I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe 2 months from now, my business would explode exponentially, and I'd be making so much cash that I have no other option but to save it or invest it in like super secure assets. But anyway, that wasn't the point. The point is, like, if you don't start and you execute on your ideas, you're never gonna get anywhere. I've delivered the importance of this topic enough times on this channel, and I'll keep on doing that because oftentimes it's the most simple things that have the biggest impact on our daily lives. So, yeah, big week ahead. We're always going, we're always pushing. I'm grateful for everyone who's supporting. And as I always say, like, message me if you also need maybe any help, any direction with things that you think I can provide direction in. And let's keep growing.